My sister took my brothers and I in when we were just 4, 5, and 6, and she was only 19 at the time and did sacrifice a lot for us, including her boyfriend she'd been with since she was 12, who broke up with her when he found out that she'd be applying for custody of us, because he wasn't ready to take on such a responsibility. My sister at one point in time was working 3 jobs to even be able to provide for us. I never went without food or clothes or even toys. But the one thing I went without was growing up in a nurturing environment. My sister was always stressed and irritable. I also felt like she had resentment towards us at times for having to be stuck with us rather than pursuing her dreams. Like for example, if we did something as small as spilling a glass of milk or breaking something, she'd have an overreaction, yell and lecture us about how hard she works to get it and how we need to stop being so careless even if it was just an accident. My sister is now doing much better in life and no longer have to work and is happily married. She has a 2-year-old and is pregnant with her second. I've seen how she treats them and I can tell she loves them very much. I even watched her toddler spilled a glass of milk and she was so calm and loving about it. She even jumped on this new gentle parenting trend. She wasn't like that with me, so I called her out on it in front of my brothers. And her husband. I told her that it's unfair that I didn't get the gentle side of her, rather I got the harsh and cold side of her when I, 17, was just a child. She was shocked to hear me say that and started crying, saying she did her best with what she had. My brothers surprisingly stood up for her, and told me that if she was that bad then why am I still living with her, and that she was an amazing caretaker and took us when our own mother abandoned us, so how could I be so selfish, and accused her of any less. It got really contentious, so my sister ended up excusing herself to her room. But in the end my brother, whom I'm really close to, are angry with me. So now I'm here wondering if I was wrong for calling my sister out. Edit. I appreciate everyone replies. I still haven't gotten the chance to read all of them, but a lot of the comments were really helpful in helping me see things in a different perspective. I was clearly in the wrong in this situation and I'm happy that I was able to recognize it sooner than later. I have since apologized to my sister, which she gracefully accepted it. My apology led to us having such a meaningful conversation, which I'm glad we were able to have. My boyfriend has a special needs daughter. She's on the spectrum. They were in a fast food place one day when a very new baby started to cry. The crying made his daughter cry. His daughter is non-verbal, is developmentally delayed, as well as sensory issues including noise. Anyway, when his daughter started to cry, he went around the corner to where the crying was coming from. There was a new mom tucked in a corner, trying to nurse her new baby. He brought his daughter right up to the woman and baby and said, "See, the baby is fine," but his sister's crying got louder. He asked the already visibly stressed woman to explain to his daughter why the baby is crying and noted she was autistic. The woman was hesitant but explained the baby is just hungry. His daughter continued to scream while the baby continued to scream. All around a very stressful situation for everyone involved. My boyfriend continued to stand there and asked the woman if it's okay that they hang around until the baby stops crying so he can show his daughter that the baby is okay. The woman refused. He got upset and stressed that his daughter just wants to make sure the baby is okay. When he later told me about the incident, I just stared in disbelief. I asked if he didn't think the woman was stressed enough without him hanging over her like that. He said to me that he thinks where his daughter is special needs, the lady should have been more obliging. That's when I said it wasn't that woman's job to educate his child and that he had crossed a line. He thinks I'm being inconsiderate and insensitive. I don't feel I am. I feel he was insensitive towards the woman and her new baby, and I feel he's entitled for thinking the woman should have taken the time and allowed them to just stand there and watch her nurse when she clearly was trying to hide from people. I also think it's weird he asked if they could watch so she could learn. If a man asked me that, I'd think he was a pervert using his kid as a thinly veiled excuse to watch me.